there's a great debate that takes place among the West. Who or what won the West? Now, some would argue that the Winchester rifle brought the firepower necessary to tame the uncharted territory. Others would say beef, leading others to clearly say barbed wire. The West was a region inhabited but difficult to wrangle. And agriculture has been a part of its existence from the very beginning. Agriculture itself has been won in large part due to the dedication and innovation of individuals and companies. Let's take a closer look at one of those individuals who represents a company that I know we all know.
My name is Todd Stadler. I'm an executive speechwriter specializing in youth engagement, and I'm here to help Sam really connect with these FFA delegates, really make an impact. You know, he's talking about speaking from the heart, telling the truth. Good luck with that. Some enhancements do need to be made, and right guy, right job. I have 2 words for you. Air drop. I'm just gonna show you.
You smell like old pizza.
The boys at the lab whipped up this. It is an exact replica of the arena in Indianapolis. Now, anyone can walk in and take the stage, but you're Sam Allen.
Well, that explains the pizza smell.
And then there you would be, 200 feet up in the air, ready to descend. Spotlight! Dramatics! You would not fall out of the arena, of course.
It looked like a 3-year-old made it.
Believe it or not, I made that myself. You're thinking about wardrobe. Now, we could still go with the vibe you just saw. This makes a statement. It says I'm comfortable poolside and in the boardroom, and I'm jacked. Okay? We could go hipster Sam. As you can see, we've got the beard, the Deere trucker hat, the skinny jeans. Okay. How about Vegas Sam? At that point, I really had him hooked.
I don't even know how he got in the building.
Now, leading up to the event, we need to really ramp up your social media persona. You're going to be asked to post pictures. Now, the good news is no more awkward smiling. It's all duck mouth. Here we go. There was a spark there that was undeniable.
You know, at one point, I was actually a little scared.
It's good to have tools in your vocal toolbox, and that's why I brought this trusty little unit here. Taking a page from today's popular music, it auto-tunes your voice so you sound amazing. Or not.
All right, that's enough. I appreciate your input, Tad.
It's Todd.
Okay, but I'd like to know what Chase and Ian think.
Yeah, I don't really think you need any of this stuff, Mr. Allen.
Yeah, just tell him the truth, Mr. Allen.
But what, I mean, I brought all this stuff.
Todd, thanks. We'll take it from here. But how about you take care of my introduction?
It'd be a pleasure, Mr. Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the 91st FFA Convention in Indianapolis, please welcome your 2018 Keynote Speaker, the Chairman and CEO of John Deere, Mr. Sam Allen.
Thank you. I too want to welcome you to the 91st National FFA Convention and Expo. I really appreciate the advice Ian and Chase gave me in the video. They were right. I don't need a gimmick to get your attention. It's about having an honest message, being who you are, and having a good idea of where you're going. You know, this marks the 75th anniversary of a great partnership between FFA and John Deere. What has made the John Deere and FFA relationship so special and so long-lasting are all the things we have in common, starting with our shared beliefs and values. John Deere's core values are highlighted by integrity and commitment, two principles that shine brightly in the FFA Code of Ethics. Both organizations believe in the great benefits that agriculture provides to society. Both organizations believe in the future and place great faith in it. What does it mean when we say future? Are we talking about a crystal ball? Not exactly. It's more like a map showing roads not yet built and routes not yet taken. It's about what's going to happen in the months and years and decades to come, and about what you can do to be an important part of it. A word often used, but often associated with the future, is opportunity. Here's another example where FFA and John Deere have a lot in common. FFA prepares you for, and companies like John Deere provide you with, opportunities. Now, opportunities come in different forms. Sometimes they're challenges to tackle or problems to solve. In other cases, they're possibilities to seize. If you're looking for opportunities in agriculture, there is no better time than now. By the year 2050, our world population will grow by more than 2.5 billion people, roughly as many people that live in India and China combined. Urbanization will be at an all-time high, more than 2/3 of the world's population being city dwellers. More roads, more buildings, and bigger cities will mean less cropland to feed the nearly 10 billion people living on our planet by that time. And more people in cities means fewer working on the farms, and even more need for productive equipment. What it all adds up to is a great future for companies like John Deere and a great opportunity for anyone considering a career in agriculture. When I mentioned the year 2050, you probably thought it sounded like a date from Star Trek, something so far away it would never come. In a blink, however, you will go from sitting here to standing on a stage getting a diploma. In a blink, you will go from attending high school to setting foot on a college campus to shaking the hand of your first boss at your first real job. In a blink, it will be 2050. How does the future you prepare for the road that lies ahead? Let's pause for a moment and get an answer to that question from former FFA National Officer Abra Meyer, who has traveled the world on behalf of the organization.
I think oftentimes we look at food insecurity as this huge mountain that is unpassable, but I see it as such an opportunity for we as people who are passionate about agriculture, as students in the classroom learning about how food and fiber and natural resources gets to people around the world. It's more of an opportunity than a mountain that we can't pass. And I think it's exciting at this time with technology moving where it is and being able to learn so much in science and engineering and mathematics that we should look at it as future agriculturists as just a mountain that we're about to climb and pass and feed the entire global population throughout the coming years.
I really like how Abra's view of feeding the world as a mountain we have yet to climb. She sees that mountain in front of her and knows that with some help, some collaboration, she'll be able to scale it. That's her future you opportunity. And though collaboration includes more than one person, Abra is correct in realizing it does start in the singular. It starts with you. It starts with just one conversation, just one welcoming gesture, just one attempt at inclusion. That's all it takes to turn isolation into collaboration. That's the power of just one. The question becomes, how do we get from here and now to there and tomorrow? What puts us in motion? What drives us? The famous guy with the sideburns, John Deere, said if we don't improve our products, somebody else will, and we'll lose our trade. He was talking about competition. And whether you're chasing or being chased, competition can be a great motivator. Country music star Easton Corbin said his time in FFA helped ignite his competitive spirit and helped him learn about the role that hard work and perseverance play in reaching our goals.
I grew up in North Florida in a little community called Gilchrist County on my grandparents' cattle farm, and I showed cows through FFA and all through my high school and middle school career. You know, FFA helped me in a lot of ways. It helps you become a better leader. Today, I employ quite a few people, and so I have to be a leader to those guys. It also helped me, with my work ethic. The cows don't feed themselves. And that work ethic is a big thing because, what I do as an artist, nobody's pushing you. You have to be driven in this line of work. In this business, it's so competitive. You have to have that drive to do your best every day, and that's part of that work ethic that I think FFA really instills in people.
Easton credits FFA for preparing him, making him future ready. He believes in taking on challenges one step at a time and learning with each stride along the way. Continually moving or driving forward turns the unknown into a name. It can take bold ideas and make them a legacy. That's what John Deere has done throughout its history, and we've been around twice as long as FFA. For much of that time, we were known for our big iron, our powerful engines, our size and strength, our quality and attentiveness to customers. All those attributes are still true today. But as John Deere prepares for the opportunity of the next 30 years, we have been getting future ready by building on another aspect of our business, our technology. Over our history, and particularly over the course of the present century, technology has separated John Deere from the rest of the pack. We are committed to helping our customers get more work done in even less time, and it takes highly advanced machinery to do that. That's why John Deere spends $4 million a day on research and development, on innovation. I know you're plugged into technology. You're aware of self-driving or autonomous vehicles. That's been hot news lately. Google, Apple, Tesla. But it's old news for John Deere. We've had autonomous features on our equipment for nearly 20 years. Add to that our GPS capabilities, and a whole new innovative field called precision agriculture has emerged. Consider this. We use our phone's GPS all the time. It works great. It gets us to within about 16 feet of where we want to go. 16 feet. When you're driving home from Indianapolis, that's going to work just fine. But in a cornfield, having seeds 16 feet apart is one sure way to go out of business, to lose your trade. Deere's GPS is accurate to within less than 1 inch, the diameter of a quarter. This allows farmers to lay down seeds or apply chemicals with pinpoint accuracy. Our technology not only makes farmers more efficient, it also helps them conserve resources. When I mentioned how our tractors, combines, and sprayers can guide themselves, I really didn't finish the story. That innovation, which many of you may be familiar with, is called AutoTrack. Because of this technology, a tractor knows exactly where it has been and where it's going. There are no wasted trips up and down the field, no wasted time, no wasted resources. Over the course of 1,000 acres, that can save something like 700 gallons of fuel, an amount that mushrooms to hundreds of millions of gallons saved when applied to all the acres planted, sprayed, and harvested every year. The level of commitment has allowed John Deere to earn the reputation as a technology leader and a wise steward of the land. It is helping us be future ready. You know, of all the reasons we consider ourselves lucky to be in agriculture, there is one area that rises above all others. At John Deere, we call it our higher purpose. It represents our commitment to helping those linked to the land. It's a concept that fits nicely with FFA's own mission of making a positive difference. Organizations like FFA and companies like John Deere understand the importance of being future-focused, of giving back, contributing to society, and being good stewards of the environment. It's often referred to as the why. Why do we do what we do? Why are we here? And why does it matter? Some of you may have heard of Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Nick Kristof. He was involved in FFA just like you. FFA taught him to get out of his comfort zone. It pushed him to interact, to make a difference. And from there, I'll let Nick tell a story of what making an impact can do.
One of my privileges as a journalist is the chance to shine a light on important and neglected issues around the world, and to be a bridge between important needs and those who want to help. The other day I wrote about an incredible doctor in a war zone in Sudan who was struggling on to provide needs to people. And readers donated more than $1 million to support his hospital, to save lives. They are half a world away. People so different from themselves, yet linked by a common humanity. And as a journalist, as a human being, that is just tremendously satisfying.
You know, Nick doesn't see the planet as thousands of miles and billions of people. His worldview makes everyone a neighbor, a coworker, a customer. Again, here is another area where FFA and John Deere share common beliefs and common values. Sure, we want to make products that affect people's lives in a positive way. But as Nick has shown, we also want to be a power for good in the communities where we do business. In the last year alone, John Deere employees have donated more than 160,000 hours of volunteer time. And our company and employees made charitable donations exceeding $36 million last year. As Nick put it, efforts like these shine a light on areas that might otherwise be in the shadows of society. The final piece to mapping out your future is having the ability and foresight to see how it ends. Where do you want your future legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered? Now is the time to plot that course, to program your personal GPS and make sure it gets you as close to that goal as possible. Companies have a word for legacy. They call it their brand. Your brand is built on your reputation. Your reputation is built on your actions. The sum of your actions makes up your legacy. As you think about your own legacy, it's good to remember the story of Fred McClure. He advised 3 US presidents and benefited from inclusiveness he found in FFA.
When I was elected FFA secretary, the organization was primarily made up of white kids from farms and ranches all across the country. I think that the decision for my election was an opportunity for our young people in the organization to look beyond skin color. I believe that the organization has been progressive, frankly, throughout its existence. When I learned that Brianna had been elected National FFA President, the first African American to serve in that capacity, I was extremely elated and excited. Immediately, I wrote her a note telling her how excited I was for the opportunity she was about to have. Many of the things that you'll get to experience, particularly in leadership activities associated with the FFA, will be leadership qualities, experiences, things that you can take with you and the future you for the rest of your lives. So that opportunity is awaiting you. The thing that you'll have to decide is whether or not you're going to go for it. And I think the future you will be determined by the choices and the decisions you make.
Every one of us should feel honored and, quite frankly, proud to have someone of Fred McClure's stature associated with FFA. When I talked about citizenship a few minutes ago, I tied our higher purpose to environmental stewardship or sustainability. It's the goal of leaving the planet in a better shape than we found it. One reason it's such a privilege for me to be here today is that you represent a very important generation for this planet of ours. You are Generation Z. You may be the last in the alphabet, but you're definitely first when it comes to identifying environmental integrity as one of the most critical social issues of our day. And this group, FFA members, understands why. No business depends on a healthy environment more than agriculture. Farmers, after all, were the world's original conservationists. They had to be. Their very existence depended on having access to clean water and fertile soil. And guess what? It still does. That's one reason John Deere designs its equipment and runs its factories with Mother Nature in mind. I can't think of a better example than the smart spraying technology being developed right now by a company you may never have heard of, but one that I hope you will get to know. It's called Blue River Technology, and it was acquired by John Deere about a year ago. Blue River does some amazing things. Its technology uses cameras and machine learning to help farmers apply chemicals with incredible accuracy. It can tell the difference between what's a crop, what's a weed, and what's just plain dirt. By spraying individual weeds instead of the entire field, farmers can reduce the use of chemicals by up to 80%. The fact is, in order to meet the challenges ahead, in order to ensure our future legacy, our planet has to be as healthy as it can be. Advancements like those at Blue River promise to help us do just that. In closing, it's been a great privilege to be here and share this important anniversary, the 75th year for FFA and John Deere partnership. I leave here today excited for the future, knowing each of you will be playing such an important role in shaping it. You are committed to tackling the social issues ahead of us. Yet you are also committed to preserving the proud heritage of American agriculture and the virtues of integrity and hard work that have so long been associated with farming. Around John Deere, employees know I wrap up every speech or message the same way, by saying, I believe John Deere's best days are still to come. Well, I see no reason to break that tradition today. But I will go a step further, because as much as I believe John Deere's best days lie ahead, I believe the same is true for American agriculture and for groups like FFA and for young people like you who are entrusted with its safekeeping. Thank you, FFA members, for being here this afternoon and being a part of this event. Have a great convention.
How do you feel about sort of singing on camera?
So it's just a happy anniversary to you.
Actually sang in my retiring address as National FFA.
Yeah, you wanna have me as low as low.
Don't laugh at me, everybody.
All right, delegates, let's close this thing out in style. Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary.
John Deere and FFA. Happy anniversary
to you.
And many more.
And that's all I got.